Hi students, in this video discuss about an feasibility studies and data model. Feasibility study. The goal of a feasibility study is to determine whether a proposed project is worth pursuing. The feasibility study is divided into cost and benefits. The cost are divided into upfront or one-time cost or an ongoing cost. Upfront or one-time cost is software, hardware, communication, data conversion, studies and design training. Almost all projects will entail similar upfront cost. The organization will often have to purchase additional hardware, software and communication equipment. These costs can be estimated with the help of the vendors. For example, expanding the local area network, converting data into the new system and giving initial training for user, purchasing maintenance upgrades of software at least on an annual basis. Ongoing cost. Ongoing cost is personal, software upgrade, supplies, support, software and hardware maintenance. Once the project is completed and the system is installed, the cost will arise from several areas. The first one is the new system might require additional personnel and supplies. Next one is additional training and support might to be required to deal with employee turnover and the system modification. The next one is software and hardware will have to be modified and replaced, entailing maintenance cost. Last one is information system designer have not been very successful at estimating the cost. Accurately predicting the amount of the time needed to the design and develop the new system is often impossible. Benefits. Benefits are divided into cost saving, increased values and statistic values. Cost saving. The cost saving is software maintenance less, fewer loss data maintenance, less user training. Increased value is better access the data, better decision, better communication, more timely reports, faster reaction to the change, new products and services. The statistics advantages is lock and competitors. The benefits are even more difficult to estimate. Some benefits are tangible and can be measured with the degree of accuracy. Many benefits are intangible and cannot be assigned specific monetary values. In a database project, benefits can be arise from improving operations which lead to cost saving. Additional benefits occur because it's now easier and faster to create a report for user. So lesser programmer time will be needed to modify the system. User can also gain better access data through the creating their own queries instead of waiting for programmer to write a new operation. Database projects can provide many benefits, but the organization will receive those benefits only if the project is completed correctly, on time and within the feasible budget. Next topic is data model. Data model gives us an idea that how the final system will look like after its complete implementations. It defines the data elements and the relationship between the data elements. The data models are used to show how the data is stored, connected accessed and updated in the database management system. We use a set of symbols and text to represent the information so that the members of the organization can communicate and understand it. True, there are many data models being used nowadays, but the relation model is the most widely used the model. Some of data models in DBMS: hierarchical model, network model, entity relationship model, relational model, object oriented data model. Hierarchical model. Hierarchical model was the first DBMS model. This model organized the data in the hierarchical tree structure. The hierarchy starts from the root, which has the root node, and then it expands in the form of a tree, adding a child node to the parent node. This model easily represents some of the real-world relationships like food recipes, site maps of a website, etc. For example, we can represent relationship between shoes represented on the shopping website in the following way. The shoes can be divided into women's shoes and men's shoes. The women's shoes can divided into two categories. First one is high heels, second is bellies. Same to men's shoes divided into two categories, sports shoes and sneakers. The next model is network model. This model is extension of the hierarchical model. It was the most popular model before the relational model. This model is the same as hierarchical model. The only one difference is that a record can have more than one parent. It replaces the hierarchical tree with a graph. For example, we can see the node student has two parents, I mean CSE department and library. This was earlier not possible in the hierarchical model. Entity relationship model. Entity relationship model, or simply ER model, is the high-level data model diagram. In this model, we represent the real-world problem in the pictorial form to make it easy for the stakeholder to understand. It's also very easy for the developers to understand the system by just looking at the ER diagram. We use the ER diagram as a visual tool to represent an ER model. ER diagram has following three components. First one is entities. Entity is a real world thing. It can be person, place, or even a concept. Example: teacher, student, course, building, department, etc. are some of the entities of school management system. Second one is attribute. An entity contains a real world property called attributes. This is a characteristics of that attribute. Example: the entity teacher has the property like teacher ID, salary, age, etc. Third one is relationship. Relationship tells how two attributes are related. Example: teachers works for a department. In this diagram, the entities are teacher and department. The attributes of teacher entity are teacher name, teacher ID, age, salary, mobile number. The attributes of the entity department entities are department ID, department name. The two entities are connected using the relationship. Here, each teacher works for a department. Next model is relational model. Relational model is the most widely used model. In this model, the data is maintained in the form of two-dimensional table. All the information is stored in the form of rows and columns. The basic structure of relational models is tables. So the tables are also called relations in the relational model. In this example, we have an employee table. Employee table contains employee ID, employee name, job name, salary, mobile number and department ID and project ID. The next model is object oriented model. The real world problems are some closely represented through the object oriented data model. In this model, both data and relationship are present in a single structure known as object. We can store audio and video, images, etc. in the database, which is not possible relational model. In this model, two or more objects connected through links. We use this link to relate one object to another object. This can be understood by the example given, employee and department. Employee contains the attributes of name, job title, phone number, salary, department ID. And methods contain get, cure, change number. Department contains the attributes department ID, department name. The method is change department. So each employee and departments same in department ID. So you can link the employee and department. Thank you, students.